Laughs, and it makes so much sense. I vibe, I learn, and I definitely enjoy the groove.
The sound of Lagos.
Dear Nigerians, I am determined, I repeat, to give you the affordable and reliable power.
The stakes are higher than ever.
Government policy does not support youth in this country. So if you say you have any idea, one day, one way or the other.
The conversations are louder than imagined. The expectations are greater. The demand for quality blueprints needed to make informed decisions is constantly being reviewed.
You can't start hiding under party or anything. We are leaders that are entrusted by our people. Come and speak on their behalf.
The Situation Room on 98.3 Mainland FM provides the platform where all of your demands are met. Issue-based conversations about politics, policies, leadership and governance in Nigeria and around the world. Join us every Mondays through Fridays from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. as we engage and interact towards setting the agenda for proper accountability and public engagements. The Situation Room is here. We welcome the roommates.
Hello, my name is Godwin Enoch and I'm a broadcast journalist and a sport administrator. I want you to listen to Situation Room with Oᴜᴜᴜ on mainland 98.3 FM from 4 to 5 p.m. weekdays. God bless Nigeria. Hello.
Okay, it's another beautiful Thursday evening. You're welcome to Mila 98.3 FM. This is the Situation Room. I will get to do these every Mondays to Fridays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. 90 straight minutes of our talk, clear facts. Like they would always say, facts are sacred. They are not relative, and it has nothing to do with your emotions, interpretation, or your biases. You're welcome. My name is Oᴜᴜᴜ Akinde. We get to do these every Thursday with Mr. Miwa Adeyemi, the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper. Well, there's so much to talk about on the show today. Each time we come on Thursdays, there's always something to take home for me, for you, for everyone, because of the quality of the information we'd always get from my guest. I mean, it's always an amazing time. And when you have someone that's got so much experience in coverage, in reportage, mentorship, leadership to a lot of journalists in this field. So it's always my pleasure to have Mr. Miwa Adeyemi join me every Thursday. And today we've got two major things to look at on the show today. And of course, in between those two, we'll have one or two things that would certainly come up. Okay, the president had been within the Southwest for the past, 24 hours or thereabout. It was in Accra yesterday. visited the family of the former governor, the late governor of Ondo State, that's 𝐴ᴏᴜᴛᴜ and he was buried last week. Remember, this time last week, the burial rite was gradually coming to an end. It was a week-long event, and Thursday and Friday last week was declared a public holiday in Ondo State to honor the memory of the man that had been termed the general, because of his activities to restore peace and security and safety within the southwest region of the country as a result of his constant financing and backing and support for the Àmọ̀tẹ́kùn Peace Corps. Well, the president said he couldn't have attended his burial because he's like a younger brother to him, and according to the tradition, you don't attend the burial of your younger one. And the wife of the late governor, Arákùnrin Betta Akeredolu, in her usual self, thanked the president for the visits and appealed to the president to uphold every legacy that her husband left behind. Okay, the president also visited the house of the leader of the Afenifere, and there were a lot of dramas in between, but hey, that's not for a discourse on radio. Of course, the president proceeded to Lagos today to commission the Red Line. It's a massive project. I was there today, and it may not be as much as you expect it to fly, but Lagos still remains the standard. I mean, even out of the country, you look at the quality of some of these projects. I mean, when the Blue Line Rail was also commissioned, Amida Adedoyin and myself were privileged to be there to cover the event, and then we're also there today. But it just tells you how forward-minded the Lagos State Development Plan is still working. Remember, all of these old rail projects were actually the brainchild of the former, let me say, the architect of modern Lagos, that's Baba Lateef Jákàndé. I brought up all of these ideas. The now president, when he was governor, midwifed the process, and it just further shows the developmental plan of Lagos. Virtually all of the governors that have come after President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's tenure, from the former Minister of Works, Babajide Raji Fashola SAN, to Governor Ambode, to Sanwo-Olu, every one of them had at some point, had impact in this project. But fortunately for Governor Sanwo-Olu, he's been the one that is, commissioning the project. He's done tremendous job on it also. I've used the Blue Line Rail. I couldn't get on the Red Line Rail today. You understand what it means? The president was on board, but you can trust that the project still continues. There's also the Green Line Rail. That is also another massive project, but a lot of huge investments, state funds, other investors. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria was there today. I also had kind words to say about the success of the project, but I will keep doing it, and then we hope that Lagos would continue to take our place in the League of Nations, continue to grow. We've got loads of little other issues to tidy up, boy. With some form of consistency, I think Lagos would gradually take its place as a cosmopolitan state that is meant to be. With a population of almost 30 million, it's a huge responsibility governing Lagos, and a lot of credit needs to go to everyone, especially the DJ of Lamata. I mean, I went to read her profile this afternoon, and I felt really impressed, by how much work she's done to make sure that those projects are seeing the light of day. Big congratulations to the Lagos State government for another milestone event. A lot of governors and deputy governors were there. I saw the governor of Ekiti State, and that's His Excellency Abiodun Ibanji. I saw Babagana Zulum of Borno State. I saw Usman Ododo of Kogi State. I saw a couple of other deputy governors as well. And immediately the president departed Doha, Qatar, for another state visit. Yes, it's not a child's play. Let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope that this administration would find its way in and around this. That said, let me bring in my guest so that a lot of people won't think I'm the only one doing the show alone today. Mr. Miwade, good evening, and thank you for being with me on the show today.
Good evening, Lagos. Opeyemi, trust God you are good.
Yes, I'm fine, except of course the heat in Lagos felt different today. probably because there was so much congestion. And I know a lot of people struggle to find their way around Lagos today because of the visit of Mr. President. Some roads were closed, and yesterday the whole of Third Mainland Bridge was closed yesterday, not for the visit of the president, but because of some repair works. And then unfortunately some part of the road had to be closed again today because of the visit of Mr. President, but it's gone now. And by now I'm sure a lot of those routes will have been clear for people to find their ways back home and go on with their regular business. I remember during the administration of former President WG £SoᴛsAᴘᴘ, I was schooling somewhere around Ota, and each time he's coming to Ota, where Obasanjo farm was, that lane from Kenaland down to Songota down to the 10th toll gate is always locked from as early as 7 a.m. So I'm always wondering, like, why do we need to put Nigerians through that whole pain and torture because the president is coming to visit? In fact, you'd be surprised that the president had not even left Abuja when they've already closed all the roads there. But
maybe he hasn't had the business.
He has not even woken up. But it's okay. It comes with the office, and like we always say, whoever sits on that seat is the seat that is being respected according to the constitution, and not particularly the person occupying the seat. But hey, we'll move on. Mr. Mᴜɪᴡ, I'm sure you followed this line of public transport project of the Lagos state government. I talked about the fact that it was a template of the one they call the architect of modern Lagos, Baba Jakande, bringing up that rail policy. And then the now president, when he was governor, launched Lamata. That's now President Bola Ahmed. When he was governor, Lamata was 20 years old last year. I think around November last year they celebrated their 20th anniversary, and it looked like an agency that is in its own way selling the developmental plan of the Lagos state. Well, a lot of people may argue that Lagos state is one way, one person is choosing, and the other opposition is not this, not that. But I've always said it: if a government is giving the people the little bit by bit of what they deserve, if it is a Hausa person that is there, fine. Equality, balance, inclusiveness is good for democracy, but I'm more interested in development, really. Quality life for the people, irrespective of who is in there. But we've seen it. Every governor from that line had also contributed their own quota to making sure that the rail system in Lagos is working. I've used the Blue Line rail a couple of times. Apart from the day it was commissioned, I went to cover it. I'm sure that before the end of next week, I'll have 1 or 2 reasons to go and enjoy the Red Line rail in Ikeja, down to Agbado crossing, down to Ijoko in Ogun State. What do you make of that particular project? I'm sure you've spent nothing less than maybe 30 years or 40 years of your life in Lagos, if I'm not mistaken. But it kind of brings some level of development into Lagos. What do you make of that particular
$1 billion project? I think they are now coming cheap, and that's why you can see there's a Lagos state that is talking of this kind of a gigantic projects here and there. But let me say this, because we are talking politics and policy here. You made mention that maybe we could use to justify, I think, why we have a line of political setting. I think giving us a governor in Lagos State, what they call continuity. Well, the argument is neither here nor there. So it's neither, and I want to, at least I really want to be quoted for saying that anywhere. Who says that if we had other people coming into government apart from APC, Tinubu lineage, that Lagos would not have been developed better than this? Because when you are talking of all these projects, I think underground train had been in existence in London since 18th century. I'm not talking of those normal train.
Underground, the tunnel.
Do you understand? So if there had been a kind of trains we have, do you understand? If we go to Japan, you see
speed light
rain
46 seconds
240 kilometers per hour. Do you understand? We have some trains that move so they can compete with aeroplane. Do you understand? So why are we now still celebrating I think all these trunks and in this century. Do you understand? Well, I'm not saying this to discredit. I think let Sanwo-Olu enjoy the euphoria of doing what many governors could not do in Nigeria. I think if that's our standard. But the point I'm making is that I think ordinarily we're supposed to have moved faster and faster than this. Go to any European country, even in Africa here. And you see train moving every nooks and crannies, and they act at what cost? Do you understand? How many years? This blue red line we are talking about, how many years is it taking? Even from your analysis now, that from Jakande, when military came, stopped it, right? Because I knew that Presbyterian church in Yaba would have gone with the pre-plan that Jakande had that time. It was a big debate. And Tinubu came, they resuscitated the plan. So Tinubu, that was 24 years ago. Tinubu left office about 16 or thereabout that Tinubu left office. So if it's 16 years ago that he left, so he has now just commissioning some projects. So at what amount? Do you understand? At how many years? So if it's taking those 16 years to start commissioning real projects, I don't know. Don't let me go further in that direction. But the truth is that we in Lagos supposed to have moved faster than this, and I stand to be corrected. This is the 5th largest economy in Africa. You understand? So if you are talking of the 5th largest economy in Africa, let's not compare Lagos State with countries. Do you understand that maybe 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th? Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why we begin to know, can we continue to clap for ourselves by now? Do you understand? Or can we now say, well, we just started moving? No, we are crawling. Do you understand? You're telling me a democracy of 24 years. I'm not talking of Lagos State with its years. The democracy of 24 years in Lagos State that is still crawling. I'm talking of development that is still crawling. By now, by 24 years or 20 years or 60 years, we want to talk about 24 years. We're supposed to be jumping. We're supposed to be flying. Right? Not flying 24. Do you understand? So for 24 years, we are still crawling and we are celebrating, we are clapping, we are sharing ourselves. Well, we bless God for whatever it has happened. That this is happening in our lifetime. But let's Lagos move faster. Transportation has been a very serious problem in Lagos ever since. And when you begin to imagine a state that envisioned to be a smart state, a vision that imagined to be one of the best in Africa, not just imagine, that has potential of becoming one of the very best in Africa, right? I think this is a state that in West Africa, exactly you see most countries in West Africa that can compete favorably with Lagos State. So what I'm saying is that you now begin to wonder, do you understand, if anything is happening in Ghana, that Lagos State is not having more than that, because Lagos State, when you look at the population of Lagos State and that of Ghana, it's almost the same. Do you understand? But if you look at the resources of Lagos State and Ghana, Lagos is better. So what's happening in Ghana now that Lagos ought not to have better than that? So that's area I particularly want to view it, but be as it may, I want to join Lagosian to congratulate Governor Sanwo-Olu, whose time I think those things are coming to the commissioning, and I would have loved him to look at more other areas in terms of transportation. As I've said elsewhere, with people in a cartoon don't know what is called railway. They've never seen train. I think people born in Jegema cartoon axis in Gado, they didn't know railway. So, and these are densely populated area that I think they should be extended. Abule Egba, yes, I think they're having that area, but I think let the green line or brown line or yellow or yellow line, let them move faster. Because I think the population of Lagos will continue to increase. There's something you can do to that. And the more the population is increasing, the better for the government to start improving on the facility, especially transportation. And if you can never imagine, when I was coming, I saw one online reporting that they were mentioning that Lagos is losing about 4 trillion at least to traffic congestion almost every month. And they will, maybe every month or every year. You can, yes, nobody could doubt any amount being given. Imagine somebody going to spend 3 hours in the traffic. You know, by the time you get to your destination, for the next 2 hours, you won't be able to do anything. Imagine some people from Ikorodu going to Ireland, the kind of hours they spent. Imagine people from Abule Egba, from Songo, going to Ireland in the morning. You can imagine the kind of how many hours they spend in the traffic. So when you get to office, at least for the first 1 hour, you won't be able to do anything. So calculate that to the stress and the manpower loss. I think because of the traffic. So I think we need to move faster than we are moving. There should be train at every nooks and crannies of Lagos State at this century. But if we are having red line and blue line now, well, as I said, I joined Lagosians to congratulate Governor Sanwo-Olu, but it's not yet Uhuru.
Well, that's a long one. Thank you very much. But I mean, I've been a bit privileged to visit maybe 1 or 2 countries in Nigeria. Sorry, 1 or 2 states in Nigeria. And then I very recently I was following the project that was commissioned by the Plateau State Governor, His Excellency Governor 괡ɪᴛᴛᴇʀ and the Commissioner for Transport. And when I saw those trains and I was brought back into the states, then it's almost like what Lagos is to the rail system in China. That's what those rails in the other side of the country is to what Lagos is. But it's okay. If Lagos truly wants to enjoy the cosmopolitan nature, the potentials of, I mean, you can be the 5th largest economy in Africa as a state. Yes. That means you're bigger than a lot of other countries' economy. Yes. I mean, that means the potential is large. It's great. So it's a big challenge to the governor of Lagos. There's still about 3 more years to the second term to be completed, and then hopefully, just like Mr. Adéyẹmí said, we're crawling right now, and there may be some baby steps, and then it could be consolidated as time goes on. But that's a good conversation, good way to start the show. Okay, on Sunday, Mr. Miwa, yep, the president inaugurated the tripartite economic advisory committee, and then I looked at the composition of that committee, and every member of that committee are people that has huge business interest in this country. From big players within the petroleum sector. The governor of Ogun State, for instance, Dr. Abiodun, is a huge player in Nigeria's oil and gas sector. You also look at the likes of Aliko Dangote. You look at the Boa Cement. You look at Tony Lumelu, and these were the individuals that actually formed that committee that was set up by president. And a lot of questions have been asked, and I'm going to ask you this: how much of a, how do I put it now? I'm trying to look for the right word, not to make it sound, offensive. How much of a misplaced, composition is that? And I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. For instance, a lot of people have complained that the reason why the price of cement keeps going up is because it has a duopoly control. 2 major players, and I can put this out there that Dangote Cement and Boa Cement are 2 of the maybe top 5 biggest cements in Africa, not just in Nigeria now. So these individuals have the control of the markets. They choose the price, they dictate the price, they know when it goes up, if it ever comes down. And you know that one of the easiest way to break the monopoly is to open the market. So if the president feels like allowing people to import cement would crash the price of cement, and the people benefiting from this high rise of cement are the ones who advise the president. Mr. Miwademi, that's the easiest way I can break this conversation down. How much do you think that committee was important or necessary? And then the membership of that committee, how well do you think it will take us?
Well, I think most Nigerians have expressed their concerns about the caliber of people, I think, in that committee. Because it's like the real bourgeoisie that determines the economy, I think the trade and commerce. I think you are bringing them together to come and advise. And a lot of people were concerned that maybe their advice will solely be on how to protect their own interests, their business. Certainly, I think there's no way they could sit down and you are about taking a policy that will against their business and they keep quiet. No, they will not do that, because all these people, they have business to make money. But by and large, let me say this: there's no way, if we really wanted to get some things done, that we will create a platform, at least to have access to talk to these people. If you don't talk to them, if you don't make them to let them see that they are part and parcel of this government, they are now big enough. Nigeria, whether deliberately or otherwise, whether we made mistake or otherwise, but they've come big guys. Imagine Dangote working against any government in country now. Imagine if people like Dangote, people like Boa, was okay where my man is eating, that is popular like Dangote, that didn't produce here without saying you are using your dollars to produce. Is there any salt that you produce in Nigeria today that you say is as popular and it can compete very with the salt? I'm not talking of big projects like cement or refinery. I'm talking what common man eats every day. It's every day. He has spaghetti. He has all those kind of things. So that's why these people, whether you like it or not, they are already a cabal on their own because of the strength, because of the economic strength they have. They are the one controlling the market, and whoever control the market is there's a way you should treat such people. So maybe if it's bringing them just for them to feel that they are part of this government, if it's bringing them only to listen to them, it is advisory. Do you understand? But if you advise me, like Obasanjo just said, Obasanjo sometimes said that after appointing some special advisors and set up an advisory committee, he said, "Mark, you are to advise me."
My own is to accept the advice.
It's my own to accept the advice or to reject your advice. Even look at another one. He say you will be advising me when I know that I'm the one to be advising you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I know I have a more experience than you. So I'm just on the lighter mood. So it depends on how the president wants to use them. He has all the capability. He has all what it takes, I think, to decide that where this in a case where price of things are going up, you guys, what are you doing? You are my people. We are this government together. What can we do? You should listen to them. You understand? Things are not going the normal way. Because if you look at a lot of things happening in the country, you see certain level of sabotage that that stands logic on the head. From my simple economics, all of us when we were in school, they will tell you that prices increase where few goods are chasing a lot of money are chasing few goods when demand is higher than supply. Then I used to ask my people that how many of you have been to market that you go to any market they say there's no rice, or you've been to any market that they say no, we cannot find pepper to buy, or you've been to market they were telling you no, we cannot see gari at all, so we have to go from K2 to Mile 2, from Mile 2 to Ikorodu to Ikotun before you could get a bag of rice to buy in Badagry. Is that happening? So if there is rice at every market, no matter how big or small that market is, if there is yam at every market, what is changing the price astronomically? I will say demand is higher than supply. So if demand is not higher than supply, right, what is just changing? I'm not talking of the price adjustment, because not is stagnant. When I'm talking geometric,
huge percentage increase.
So we can now imagine what caused it. Do you understand? When I'm talking $1,900 now, the second day 1,500, the third day 1,500, fourth day 1,900. No, tell me what is a lot of things happening in this country. No, that's why Babangida said some time ago that Nigerian economy most time defy logics, because we have informal way of sabotaging whatever we consider logical that cannot be faulted by all the logics of economics. But Nigeria will have a way, because we have a lot of things done informally than what you see on the table. So if these people perhaps were the owners of these products or goods we are talking about, and we are sitting down together and say, a bag of why is your cement suddenly rose from 4,000 or 3,000
to 9,000, 10,001.
Why? Do you understand? Let him. I mean, we are in the same committee, so we can ask ourselves. I didn't summon you. It's an advise me. Do you understand? What have we done wrong? Do you understand? What can we do to let the price come down to what it is? Then, boah, but you are also afraid. What happened? Do you understand? We don't know why WH/Cement have been so silent in this matter, because we know there's a huge potential around there, because they could not exploit it better. That's why people like that could have opportunity to still go to Ibeche. If WH/Coro could move faster, they have that all the axis to themselves. Do you understand? But again, even with WH/Coro, no matter how sluggish you are in this business, because of the government incentives or kind of whatever you are getting, so what is happening to spend? So by the time you have these people around you and talk, maybe, do you understand, they could assist, do you understand, government in unraveling certain things government may not know. But at the same time, government will make a lot of mistakes by allowing them to monopolize any market, because we all know the implication of allow monopoly or oligopoly, at least oligopoly to happen in any business. Let me shock you. When the Abacha first licensed one particular company, I don't want to mention their name, it's owned by the Koreans. Do you understand? No, there's a popular Koreans around this place. We all know them. Why not who says I have the advert? Shaguri was the first Abacha licensed to do GSM, and then they placed an advert. The smallest of this telephone, do you understand? Tatong or whatever, then was what they used. And they were telling us it has the function of record message or voice mail, then what this normal 3310 will do there. If you see the price they give, it's as expensive as you are buying your Note 9 Note. I know many people understand Note 9. It's as expensive as that, because they were saying that it could perform more functions, can send message, do you understand, can receive calls when you are not available, it can record message for you. That was they advertised it. But when the passenger came, do you understand, I think he cancelled that deal. They went to court, and the first he did was to grant license to MTN then, and then it's not that connect call it that time. So these two competed, and we saw the price they brought. Do you understand? Initially, then to buy my own line
SIM.
My own SIM still using now. I bought it the day they launched MTN, the first day, right? You bought it 25,000 naira. Do you understand? And that time you can only buy you can only charge with 1,005. They did come down. Well, and if you call and there was a call drop, just hello.
They call you per minute. There was no per second.
1 minute is gone, which is 50 naira. Do you understand? But immediately they brought in Glo. Things changed. Etisalat came, things further changed. So if you allow monopoly, do you understand? You allow all kinds of nonsense. You allow your people to be cheated. You allow your people to be raped economically. But if you are any policy that will open up economy, that will open up business, that will allow many people to compete, is the best for the people, because that will be competition, at least among the providers. So I'm not expecting him, at least he himself is not dull in business, do you understand, to set up that committee for them to at least to monopolize or to hijack all the business to themselves. But they are going to advise him, and he has every right to look at all that indices to accept their advice or to say thank you very much.
Okay, but before we leave this conversation, the biggest fear that a lot of people have brought up is that these are huge players within the economic policies. I mean, these are even before setting up whatever committee, the tripartite committee.
When they say that, do you understand? If you bring somebody that has no interest, do you understand, to advise me, it's my money. Will I take it? No, if the owners of the business, that the real stakeholders are not involved, will you go and bring somebody that did a business and failed? Do you understand? Or somebody that's never been to business. Somebody that's never been to business, or somebody who had a failed business, to now say they're not advising Dangote. That's not advising Otedola. Do you understand? They will look at your what? Because where are you coming from?
What are you bringing to the
table? What's your stake? What is your stake? So there's no way you can shave their heads
in their absence.
Do you understand what I'm saying? And we are talking of business. So we're talking, even if he's owing Nigerian money, he's on a condition. Do you understand? He's on agreement, he's on terms. The man has his business. The man ran the risk. Many people tried the same thing, failed and collapsed. Do you understand? Some committed suicide when their businesses failed. But it's his business. Do you understand? And there's nothing says that business must continue in Nigeria. But what I'm saying is that there is no way you can shape their heads in the absence. But it's not left to the government, for the president, to know how he's going to make use of that committee to the advantage of the citizens. At times you see, sorry to say this, there's a proverb in Yoruba land that say, if you don't want something to get missing, at least let somebody you suspect to be, I think, the real chief, and trust that particular thing to him. If you don't want goods,
it's just like putting the fish in care of the cat.
So just come back to tell you somebody stole it, because the committees that are actually functioning in Nigeria, because they have to advise. It's only when I call you. The real estate council meeting, how many times have they met? Right? Do you understand? As the state council meeting where they're supposed to have the former head of state with the president, how many times there's advised how many times have they met in the 9 months that Tinubu got to office? So Nigerians should not have any fear. Now, I want to say that, but let's see how Tinubu will use them, whether to the advantage of the country or disadvantage. But when you begin to see what they are doing, then we can now talk.
Okay, well, in the words of Mr. Adɪɪryɪ, he says Nigerians should relax. That we are not going to add more power to the control more control to the powers of these people. Well, it's about patriotism. That's where it comes in, because if I'm in a position to bring down the price of an item or advise the president and say, Mr. President, don't worry, so that it won't be just myself and Bua that are enjoying the cement monopoly. Let us open the market. Let other people come into that. And you know what that does to you? That crashes your own pot.
Nobody stops anybody from going to it. I said there's a little cement factory. I think we have few one. His ability of people to take certain risk
and sustain it.
His ability of people to take at least and to be strategic in their planning. That's what we are talking here. Do you understand? Okay, in OPEC, you say you have a number of barrels you can push to the market today, right? Is there anybody giving every cement factory the number of targets? That this number of
tons of cement
you should push to the market. Is everybody giving the market? Do you understand? And this is one of the oldest cement factory we have. What about the Benue cement industry? Do you understand? Do you have any problem in selling? Now, even if this Dangote and Co say we are selling at 8,000 or whatever, if WH please come, mine is still remain 3,000. Will you go for that? So, but you know what? The area of where people will be talking about that, let's be importing cement. Do you understand? So you have not had enough dollar. You are still competing with your forex matter. So you still want to go and start using that little money
to bring
to go and start go importing cement. And I'm sure even there's no way they will not import cement. They will still import cement. Do you understand? Because if kind of ambitious project the Minister of Works has
is embarking on.
I think they're trying to do complete Sokoto Badagry road that was abandoned. You know, it was started during Shagari then, and then stopped. That's why they were able to open up like Shaki, Abekuta, Shaki, Ruwa, that axis, you know, that came down to somewhere on the Badagry way here. They say want to do it again, and they say it's going to use asphalt. He's talking of Lagos Abuja road. That said that people will be moving 5 hours from Lagos Abuja.
Even the Abuja Kano road also.
They want to use a concrete to do it. Do you understand? I'm sure such concrete is talking about that cement will not come from Nigeria. I'm sure. Unless we collapse the economy. So, but let's wait and see. I don't want to start, because we're talking of business here, I don't want to start projecting and giving unnecessary panic. And even that's also, it was because of that project we learned some people even envisaging that cement might be expensive because they want to do this road and increasing the prices of cement even when they have not started the project. So
speculators will always find a way to affect the market.
The way they use social media, at least nowadays, I think is alarming when it comes to that.
Okay, I feel more comfortable now because whether we like it or not, it affects everybody irrespective of what you do or what side of the fence you decide to stay on. So now let's talk about the very much conversation around the 𝐶𝐹 report. And there are few part of that reports that, well, maybe a lot of Nigerians don't particularly have so much information about. I remember yesterday afternoon on Midweek Politics, I suggested that for the people that have not really, seen the report, is very much available. In fact, I made a joke that the report is even more available than the 2024 budget, by the way. Just go online, check the 𝐶𝐹 report, download it if you can, read it if you can, and go through it. And on Tuesday, while I was covering the day one of the nationwide NLC protests, the very much respected Barrister Femi Falana was addressing the protesters, and he made mention of the effect of the 𝐶𝐹 reports, how a lot of people will maybe lead to loss of over 100,000 jobs and all of that. And we brought that conversation yesterday. Now, what is your take on the implementation of this report? And by the way, the House of Representatives has urged the President to thoroughly review the 𝐶𝐹 report as well as other reports aimed at revamping the Nigerian civil service before implementing it. Remember that when the report was submitted in 2012 under the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, there was a white paper that was released on that report. When it was reviewed, it was not implemented. The last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari also reviewed the report again and released another white paper, but it still was not implemented. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had given instructions that the report should be fully implemented, gave them a 12 weeks window to look for legislative means to adopt and realign. And it is from two versions of 40. Let's structured along the conversion of reducing the cost of governance, restructuring the civil service. The implementation, how well do you think it would affect the Nigerian economy? Let's look at the reward in this report first.
Well, I think thank you for the way you try to, put this matter in perspective, because the issue of a 𝐴 report is not new. So we saw what Jonathan tried to do. I think what even Buhari as of 2022 also asking for the review and implementation of that particular report. So it wasn't something new that everybody is talking. But you know what, Nigerians should not be let's say there shouldn't be much of panic I think, on this. Simply because we all know in this country that the number of our recurrent expenditure, the amount, the percentage of our recurrent expenditure has been so alarming. What federal government has been spending on salaries and emolument has been so alarming that it's really affecting redevelopment. But when we are talking of the rewards in this, it's not compulsory that when you are talking of you want to implement this kind of thing that you are going to sack people. No. But certain waste will be reduced or will be eliminated. That's the area I want people to look at it. Okay, it's like you are saying you are doing staff auditing. Anytime you mention you want to do staff auditing, a lot of people that are not familiar with what they want to do will start shaking. Hey, I might lose my job. But the truth is that if some people cannot function effectively, or the market of businesses in this area, we don't need this with the emerging trends. Some things are not happening again, right? And we have employed people to be working. Let's say in the olden days, we used to have stenographers. Do you understand? And with the computer now, do you still need stenographers?
You don't.
You don't. Do you know some people were still employed in the federal ministry as stenographers? But what happens if those stenographers, do you understand, you go and train them in the use of computer?
And then you reabsorb them.
And you absorb when you are training them, you didn't sack them. You only retrain them at least to function, do you understand, in the modern system, and you are using them. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have, let me shock you. As that time we are talking about, so we are talking of 300 to 1 something. Now we have about 1,300 and something agencies.
That was why I said 12 years ago. It was 541.
It is now 1,346. Do you understand? So, and in that 1,346, you know what Tinubu himself created when they have over-bloated cabinets.
We'll come talk of that.
Do you understand? So, but the reward we are looking, let's say the good thing that can come from it is that, fine, instead of having all these agencies, some of them are doing similar things, functions, but we can bring them, we can prune them together. Do you understand? But what can happen that maybe nobody can really not say whether happening or not happening is that while they were doing it, some people that are sitting on their comfort zone, by the time you are readjusting, you are doing the auditing, reassign them to another assignment, they might lose that comfort zone, right? They have now. Like somebody that he goes to office, no table, no chair, go to Abuja, you see them plenty in Babariga, just strolling around. Ask what they are doing. They have nothing, and they have the allocation, only waiting for the allocation every month. Do not share the money and go back to wherever they are coming. I know some people saying they are working in some agencies in Abuja. They are living in Lagos. Yeah. So, and we also once on 3 months, they just go and show up and come back to their shops in Lagos here, and they are receiving money. But those people, by the time they are being reassigned another assignment, they might find it difficult. Do you understand? Maybe to continue or to resign. So we cannot rule out that one. But implementing that report, government have been paying services to it. And if they can do, it's better for this country. No matter what anybody is talking about, the country cannot be continuing to use huge percentage on recurrent and if they deserve it, no problem. But for somebody who has no chair, who has no table, he has no function to do, you understand? Take them to where they can perform. So if they have let's see how they will do it. But I know one of those people there. I think especially the man that's heading the Civil Service Commission, Professor Olaokpa. Professor Olaokpa is one of the best brains we have when it comes to public administration in this country. After we are talking of people like Professor Damalekun, you understand? After people like whoever did the public administration in school would know Professor Damalekun of University of Ife is now working with UN. After that one, the people we have after those people are people like Professor Olaokpa. Professor Laokpa has written and has done many things when it comes to civil service reform, and is now the head of civil service. Is now the head of what we call the civil service commission or whatever. So those people, I think they know what ought to be done. I think these are the people you should trust. You should trust because they are professionals. But the point is that there is every need to realign some departments. That if you are talking of HIV agency, there's a big commission up to now.
Mentioning NACA.
No, you are talking of NACA. You know, you see when you see duplication.
There's agencies for the research of trypanosomiasis. There's some really funny agencies here.
I'm coming. We have research institute for flowers, horticulture, At the last, we still have screen for plants and leaves. We are not saying they should not stand, right? But let them. They can just be departments. Do you understand? Under a particular ministry. Do you understand? And they look at the number of staff that are working there. Okay, with the output of what is coming out today and with what we are expecting, are they overstaffed? Do you know in some ministry were overstaffed and some ministry are understaffed. So if you are not doing this auditing and those that were understaffed, you are taking some
from the overstaffed to the understaffed. You balance up.
Are we losing them?
No,
we are not losing them. So not each time, but I just said the only thing that can happen that nobody can guarantee that some people might be forced with the auditing, staff auditing, their comfort zone. Do you understand? If somebody has been redundant for many years, there are plenty. Please go to Federal Secretariat in Abuja. You see some people just roving around the Barbariga 24. So I'm sorry to use the Barbariga because everybody in Abuja wears it, not only people from a particular zone. You understand? You ask them what they are doing. They have no office. No, you're only attached to a particular office, but no chair, no table. But
and on the payroll,
they receive as
they go through the promotion test.
No, they receive allowances. Do you understand? And they are plenty. But when I say that, yes, don't sack them. If they are not being fully utilized, where they are underperforming,
reassign them
to area. They are human beings. They have certain criteria. They have certain maybe some of them are graduates. You understand? Take them to where they can perform better instead of just having all this proliferation of agencies and that overstaffed.
Now, Mr. Muriwa, very quickly before we take our first break, you talked about the cabinet of the president, and if the core of the Steve Orsay report is majorly about cutting down the cost of governance and also creating reform within the civil service, let's look at the cabinet of Mr. President. At the moment, we have about 45 serving ministers, and then we have special advisors that are enjoying the status of serving ministers. I mean, in this ministry, we have former governors. We have a former governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. We have Dave Umai. We have Mohammed Badru. We have Adegbe Oyetola. We have Matawale of Zamfara. These are former governors that are also serving in this cabinet. And what that means is that a lot of them have domesticated laws in their states that gives them salary for life, that have been approved by their state houses of assembly when they were governors. Now they are serving ministers and they are still enjoying what comes to the office of being a minister. Do you think these reforms should come from the inner caucus and the cabinet of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu?
Well, I think I did a story, a lot of investigation on this particular matter, where I think we have people, governors now, I think collecting, I think a pension, bogus one, was as much as what the incumbents is taking. So, and at the same time, still taking what a minister is taking. So, double salary, double allowances at the expense
of the state
taxpayers' money that we are saying is not sufficient. Well, I know that a particular agency, non-governmental organization, I think is in court on this matter. SRAP is in court. Yes, SRAP is in court, and I think to challenge not only governors I think
even senators,
some senators and members of the House of Rep, and that's why some people immediately give kudos to people like Benga Daniel. I think that came out clean and said, well, stop paying my allowances as a Gusei governor because I'm now a senator. And I think Dr. Olusola also did the same thing. So apart from those two, we've not had maybe Akpabio that's among those who collecting very huge salary and the pension from Akwa state government has done that. So we don't know. So but those things supposed to President Tinubu ought not to overlook this particular matter simply because it started from his stage. Lagos State was the first state that passed that bill of bogus allowances and pension for the former governors.
And it's not just the former governors, even former speakers of House of Assembly.
Yes. So Lagos is some of states that follow suit from what Lagos did. So if Lagos State, where he was governor, I think doing that, I think there was a time, I think about 3 years ago, they wanted to review it. Do understand which Fashola, I think, is try to speak against it, or kind of thing that maybe even when Fashola was against even payment or kind of thing, but I don't know. But because they wanted to review at least those bogus pension in Lagos State to reflect the inflation. So whether they were still collecting it or not, I don't know. But the law is still there; it has not been repealed. So if the law has not been repealed, so we can assume that they are still enjoying that bogus salary pension, including Mr. President. So Mr. President has that at least to show the direction to Nigeria. He should speak up on that and stop it, because it's like double salary. If you are taking pension, I think a bogus one as a sitting governor, as much as an incumbent governor is taking, a car for every 4 years, accommodation, health, even some
still aids that are being paid salaries.
Even some, yes, the aids, the whatever, even so bad that in some states, no limit to medical expenses of the governor, wife, and his children. Do you understand? And that one was baffling, because once you don't have a ceiling on it, somebody can just go and sit down in Dubai or in America and tell you he's nursing one thing or the other,
and then the state will continue to pay.
I think dollars will continue to go there. So the president, we expect him to show direction in that particular direction when it comes to cost of governance. It's part of those things that I think is making a lot of Nigerians to be angry. That how should this happen from the same purse? But unnecessary reports, it's not only going to conserve money, because all this budgetary allocation to redundant to agencies where they were duplicated. I think when you stop budgeting to it, to those areas, do not start. I think the budget comes in one file, which everybody can scrutinize. So it should be better, but people should not entertain so much fears that maybe they are going to lose jobs. But
okay, sorry, let me hold your thought here. We need to quickly take the headline news and also pay some bills very quickly.
Yes.
You're live on Mila 98.3 FM. It's been the Situation Room with the Chief Political Editor of Guardian newspaper, Mr. Mowa Adeyemi. We'll be right back immediately after the headline news. Don't go nowhere.
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline news on Mainland 98.3 FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. President Tinubu departs Lagos for Qatar on state's visit. Information Minister says Nigerians to give Tinubu's administration more time to fix the nation. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off renewed hope initiative for women farmers in Southeast. Senate summons FCT Minister, Police Commissioner over rising insecurity. And the foreign scene, Putin warns West of nuclear war risk if Western troops intervene in Ukraine. And in sports, Paul Pogba banned from football for 4 years. That's the headline news on Mainland FM. Details at 5:30.
Clock the time. Rock the groove. It's music extravaganza, where the beat gets hotter.
Mainland 98.3.
Yo, what's up? Baby, let's go!
The sound of Lagos.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like ẹ́fọ́, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps, and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's na why anytime when I cook like this, I dey always season am with Knorr cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatashe, shombo, onions. No one wey I no dey put. Na im make my pikin dem dey always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never available. I want more.
You see? Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with Knorr cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps, and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
Are you seeking admission into a tertiary institution in Nigeria? Here is a big opportunity for you. The 2022-2023 admission into Èkó City Polytechnic is now open. Available courses are Computer Science, Theatre and Media Arts, Mass Communication, Science Laboratory Technology, Electronics Engineering, Accounting, Banking Operations, Business Administration, Multimedia Technology. Qualified students should have scored 100 and above in the last JAMB exam. Facilities at Èkó City Polytechnic include includes well-equipped studio and laboratories, modern classrooms, innovative workshop, recreation space, and fully functional hostels. Our lecturers and tutors combine both academic and industry experience. Full-time and part-time admission forms are available for the 2022-2023 academic session at the campus ⴤ Polytechnic, Plot 100, Alhaji Onilewura Street, Tᴜɪ̀ᴜnᴛᴇʀ, Lagos State. ⴤ Polytechnic is approved by JAMB, MBTE, and the Federal Ministry of Education. For more information, please call Moses 091-6254-0610, Wale 091-6292-7079, Praise 091-6269-9996, Adelanwa 081-2658-0784, or visit our website www.ecocity.edu.ng. Eco City Polytechnic, building industry-ready professionals.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like ⴅ, ugu, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the African Cup of Nations 2023. As you see me so, I belong to the Chop Better gang. Now why anytime I want chop like this, I dey put better things inside. For my yam porridge, after I don put my fish, I go come deck am with onions, tatashe and ugu, come season am with correct Knorr cubes for that delicious taste. Because my people, good life na life where you chop better. Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with Knorr cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
When your whole world comes crashing down, please look up. Assemble the team and showtime the brains. Waking up.
What'd you have for breakfast? We are the sound of Lagos, and this is Mainland 98.3 FM.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
Okay, welcome back. We'll gradually get into the home stretch. We have about 15-18 minutes to call it a day on the show, and it's been a very interesting conversation with the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper, Mr. Mswoɪᴜ. By the way, he joins me every Thursday, and then we get to do this every now and then. Okay, we spend quality time on the tripartite committee, economic advisory committee that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu set up. We looked at the composition, the interests of the individuals involved, whose interests are they representing, won't there be conflict of interest and all of that. But well, from the wisdom and the pool of wealth of Mr. Mswoɪᴜ, I said, hey, Nigerians have nothing to fear. These are individuals that have track records of success in these businesses, and you certainly need to tap from their experiences. Again, the question of patriotism comes in. If there are positions that can help the economy to get better and it could in a way affect their own business interests, would those positions be suggested to Mr. President? Time will tell. And like you said, the key word is advisory. It's not like it's a mandatory committee. The only just to advise from Mr. President, and it's for Mr. President to decide if to take that advice or not. And before we went on that break, we started, talking about the pros and the cons of the implementation of the Steve Oresaya reports, and there's been constant fears that people could lose their jobs and all of that. Well, Mr. Mswoɪᴜ, let me open up the conversation a little bit. I think yesterday also, side forward Matthew Kudu talked about it in the midweek politics that probably the board of those parastatals or those agencies are the ones that would have to go. And somebody made a quick joke that if you happen to have someone that is on the board appointed by the government or political appointees, tell them to start looking for 95 jobs. They may not have the luxury of that particular job again. It's time for you to join the conversation. 091-3600-0410. If you've been following us since, then I know you have a lot to talk about on this conversation. You can also go to our Facebook page. We're streaming live, by the way, facebook.com/mainland98.3 FM. You can use the feedback section of the comments, of the post rather, and drop your comment. I'll read them. And also, we're streaming on YouTube. Mainland 98.3 on YouTube, and follow us on our Instagram and X, formerly Twitter, Mainland 98.3. Let's continue to grow our social media community, and most importantly, if there are shows that you missed, you can go on our Facebook page or our YouTube page and catch up on those shows. And so that's exactly why we try to keep those spaces available for you. 091-3600-0410. Let's get to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
good to have you join us on the show today.
Good evening.
Kindly put down the volume on your radio set, or you turning it off completely?
Am I okay?
Yes, I think it's better now. Your name and where you joining us from?
I'm Pastor Badamosi from Surulere.
Oh, it's been a while. Good to have you join us.
Okay. I listened to Baba Adeyemi, and spot on. But the Dangote and the like, they are enjoying large scale, and that is oligopolistic. I mean, just one or two or three of them in the industry. Who can enter? Nobody can enter. If anybody tries to enter, he's going to lose a lot. So that's what I asked yesterday. Can we nationalize his company? Because look at what is happening now. I'm hearing it's about 15,000 naira a bag. That's not good now. That's not good for anybody. Something must be done about that. They cannot tell us they are producing cement and they are buying dollars at a very high. I don't know, something mystical is inside. Is there. Something there's a mystic that people cannot really understand what's going on in the country now. Yeah, we can't be buying dollar for 1,500, and they are telling us that the cement is 15,000 naira a bag. I don't know who is fooling who. Nigeria has never been like this before. The president should do something about it. These big timers in the industry, they are monopolistic. They are too much. They are too powerful. Nobody can enter. There's no competition. If you want to import, you have to spend the dollars to import too. It's all the same thing. So we have local manufacturers who are controlling the industry. Nobody can enter. Nobody, just two or three of them.
Thank you.
It's a big problem.
Thank you very much. That's a very big observation, by the way, because if you look at the large scale at which those people operate, it's going to be really difficult. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Okay. Are we okay now?
Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well.
Your name and where are you calling from?
I'm John, calling from Italia.
You're welcome, Mr. John.
This airport state our government. To trust them, that's why we vote inside. We don't want them to come and tell us what they can do. We want them to come and tell us to see what they do. See what they do. Let me say, going to tell us see what they want to do. No. Just everything you want to do, keep it aside. Everything come and tell us what to hear. That's what we want to hear.
Okay. Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. Hello, good evening.
Hello,
good to have you join us.
Good evening, God bless you.
And God bless you too. You know where you joining us from?
My name is Makaya from Ogun.
Okay, you're welcome.
Let me say one thing, that our government, the government of President Bola Tinubu, I don't know whether that the system will put that do what I say, not what I do. Which is very wrong. Like I already said, this issue of Oᴜᴜᴜ report has been there ever since. In view of this report, and when it came to power, what did we do? Either we reduced it, the other expanded it. Look at the issue of salary and homeless pension. He started it. Has he announced that he has denounced all those things? We have people, governor of conscience, like Fashola. That was why he was not that was being denied, not the second time, because he stood against him and other governors. Apart from Akpabio, who is also an ally. You understand me now? If you want to rule us, for God's sake, Nigerian government market, we are ready to be agree for you. But unfortunately, our government says that we don't okay, we don't have a release flying now that you want to go to Qatar. He called the landlord, he had reduced his leave. But now, what are we hearing? We still want to tackle it. That even two of his sons, he was there, I about yes. These are the things we don't want to hear. A sincere government, Nigeria is ready to support that government. I remember when it came, and Buhari was just like this. It was India when I was moving. Nigeria was moving. We all saw it. If you were mature enough to observe that government, they were moving. They were telling us everything that was happening in this country, and we were happy about it until Babangida took over from them. Ever since, Nigeria has not remained the same. You know, it's a state government. Nobody can tell you. You see the energy coming up. Coming to the area of economy. The government ran before they started working. If the government would have sat down with the head, not political appointee, I see that because already the economy already on her knees. What do we do? How do we
Thank you. Just let me wrap up your thoughts. Thank you very much. I understand what you're saying. And I asked a question a couple of weeks back. I was talking to my friends and I said, what generation would you prefer to have been given birth to? The 70s or the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, or where we are right now? And a lot of them felt, I would have preferred to be born in the 1970s or in the early 80s because they felt the life was better. Boy, I don't know. I couldn't even answer that question myself. Hello, good evening.
Oh, brother.
You're welcome.
Are you back at work now? All these days I've not been hearing from you.
Me? I've been doing Monday to Friday, morning and night.
I just want you to explain something. I didn't want to call, but I want you to correct me. You say Lagos is the fifth largest economy in Africa or West Africa?
In Africa.
How can it be when Nigeria sits, the whole Nigeria sits now in Africa? How can Lagos be fifth when the whole of Nigeria now, with the current edition is number 6 in Africa? Okay,
Nigeria used to be the number one until because I remember towards the end of the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, we were actually voted as the largest economy in Africa. So, I mean, you can actually check the numbers to confirm. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Good evening, sir, Mr. Ope. Yeah, I greet your guest this evening.
You're welcome.
Yeah, my name is Samuel. I'm calling from Ikeja.
Mr. Samuel, good to have you join us.
Yes, sir. Mr. Okwe, you know, this evening, what you and the analysts have analyzed this evening, I don't know what to say. You see the issue that we are talking about. I want to speak specifically on this issue of this report that the president said that he has adopted.
Go on.
You understand? What I see in this president is a kind of president that always come out, you understand, when you see that the pressure is much, you understand, you just look for one thing that will push out to the people, that people will start talking, and maybe people will not say, okay, they are celebrating that the president is saying that he has adopted the report. The question I keep on asking, you say the same scenario they gave to us is shown to us that the subsidy was benefiting few people. And the main reason they gave to us for removing the subsidy was because it is only few people that benefit. Today, the subsidy has been removed. Who are the beneficiaries? Is it not the same government official, the same governors that the one benefiting? How much are they collecting? They are collecting times 3 of what they used to collect before today. And Nigeria is poorer. People are getting poorer every day. You cannot afford the basic things, common things. Bread now, ordinary person cannot even afford bread. And you are the same issue now they are giving to us. They want to cut costs. You understand? So they want to match some ministry. Is it not the same president that came out and create ministry of marine and blue chemical, creating all sorts of things just to compensate other people? You see? And the same mentality that they are giving to us now, giving us that it is because of this they want to implement the report. I think Nigeria should be wise. Nobody should deceive us again. The same issue they gave in this subsidy. You came up, you don't even have your team. You don't have minister. You don't have anything. You came out and make a statement just because of you want to excite everybody. They guess that they were there. The subsidy is gone. Today now, we'll see where we find ourselves. We are in a serious mess in this country presently as I'm talking to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I take one more call, read messages, and then we'll call it a day on the show. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, okay, good evening.
You're welcome.
Hello?
Hello, good to have you join us.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening. Hello, Don Peters, I'm with you.
Okay, good evening.
I can hear you. You're welcome.
Hello?
Okay. I think it's a big struggle there. I can still squeeze in one more call. Okay. Hello, good evening.
Right.
Please put on the radio set. Hello, Provence.
Okay, I am with you now.
Okay, go on, please.
Okay. Thank you, my friend.
I'm still struggling to hear you. Please just kindly make it easy for us. Just help us put down the volume on your radio set. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Okay. Your name and where you're joining us from?
Mr. Okoyemi.
You're welcome.
Bumi calling from Command.
Mr. Bumi from Command.
I love what the last caller said. We should stop deceiving ourselves. If anybody will come and tell us that the president wants to adopt this, has he adopted it inside his own act himself before even adopting it inside the whole country? Your own act yourself, have you adopted this kind of thing? The expensive spending and everything is still there. We can see it's visible to the blind. So how do you want us to believe that you want to cut down the cost of governance from here? Start cutting it down from your banning when anybody aṣọ ara so aṣọ tó tẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ tó bá ṣe lẹ́nu lè fire now. So if you can't start from your house, if you can't start from your own cabinet, if you can't start from your own presidency, the main presidency, then forget about cutting out any cost of governance from anywhere.
Okay.
You can't order a government. You can't order a government to come and do what you are not doing. It's not possible now. That is what we should not stop deceiving ourselves. Let us give ourselves brain and think for that.
Thank you very much. Unfortunately, that will be the last call I'll pick. Mr. Muwa, before we call it a day, let me say in a minute or two, how much of a banana peel is the implementation of this Tᴜɪ̀nᴜ report to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? I mean, you've looked at the options available, you've looked at the risk in it, the reward in it as well. But, I mean, it's so easy for us to attach political consequences to some of the policies or decisions that we make in this country. How much of a banana peel to this? I mean, 2 former presidents have refused to implement these policies. Jonathan did not implement it. Buhari did not implement it. And then President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is taking the bull by the horn to do this. Talk to us about that in a minute or two, and we say our goodbyes.
Well, I think the president must have tried to evaluate and count the cost and the implication of what he is about to do, simply because when I'm talking some of the federal agencies, you see a particular section of the country, at least that they perhaps have higher or highest at a number of staff, and so is from the benefit of an hindsight, you know that when we're talking of some of these MDAs and all these departments created that also bearing to the modern economics and lives, you know where some of them are situated and the kind of people you find there. So by the time they are within at least all these elements out of the system, or they are taking them out of their comfort zones. Some of them that are never skilled, or maybe they just went to primary school and found themselves in the federal ministry, and before you know it, they are already now being called a director. So by the time they are doing the kind of staff auditing to know, bringing your certificates, doing all this clearing, where
it's a bit like a witch hunt.
Might be like a witch hunt, and before you know it, I think the politics will come in. So and you see people say that, hey, this particular from this particular region, they've lost number of people in my state. They've sacked a number of people from our ministry in our state. They've sacked, but without considering what were they doing there before. They understand? They have have they updated their skills, to effectively operate in the modern system. So you know what? Even Lagos State Ministry here, some people can still not use computers very well. So now taking those people away from where they were not doing anything to where they're going to operate computer. Do you understand? So, but you can see, but the president supposed to have known this. It's not a new person in this business. But my advice are those who will do it, let them be professionals. Let them be transparent and let them speak up. Communicate to Nigerians. Let everything you are doing, carry Nigerians along. So by the time you're able to set the template that is known to all Nigerians, everybody will know who fits or who is not fit. So don't be political. Don't be biased. Don't understand? Do it as ought to be done for the interest of the country. And then not only doing it, let there be a peg. Do you understand that in this particular ministry, we are not expecting more than 500. So it's not that you win some people off today. Do you understand? When the nation is coming, you bring another set of people, Nigerians.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mwoade is the chief political editor of Guardian newspaper. We get to do this every Thursday. Gospel in our lives. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock, we'll be back. We may be taking a very quick trip down Adamawa State to see what our governor of interior is doing in that particular state tomorrow on the show Gospel in our lives. But of course, by 5:30, the full bulletin would come through. And by 6 o'clock, a sport cruise. Amazing time. There are rumors as regards the disengagement or the resignation of the coach of the Super Eagles. You get to hear more of that by 6 o'clock. My name is 𝐴괜ᴜᴜ Akíndé. Once again, thank you, Mr. Mwoade, for joining me on the show today. And to the rest of you on the other side, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a very, very good evening.
Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial. 98.3 FM. Don't touch the dial.
This is the Global News on 98.
Good evening. Welcome to the Global. Nigerians to give Tinubu's administration more time to fix the nation. First Lady Oluremi Tinubu flags off renewed hope initiative for women farmers in Southeast. On the foreign scene, Putin warns West of nuclear war risk if Western troops intervene in Ukraine. In sports, Paul Pogba banned from football for 4 years. Now the news in detail. We begin with this report. President Bola Tinubu today, February 29th, departed Lagos State for Doha, Qatar, on an official visit. This follows a working visit to Lagos, where the president spoke at the commissioning of the Lagos Red Line train connecting from Agbado to Oyingbo. While in Lagos, Tinubu took time to address different national issues, including the recent Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC). Milan FM correspondent reports that the president said the commissioning of the Red Line was the culmination of the vision he nursed 25 years ago when